Hello everyone, welcome to the sixth lecture of Signal and System video series. So in the previous lectures we had started off with properties of signals, and till now we have completed two properties, even and odd property and periodicity property. In the previous lecture I gave you some examples, and question number 3 here, that is x of t is equals to sine 32 by 3 pi t plus cos of 22 by 9 pi t. I had given you as a homework. I am expecting you all to solve this question. Okay, so I hope you have done this, and I'm pretty sure that you will be very much clear with the overall solving pattern of these questions. I have told you that this is one of the most important topics. You can expect at least one question from this topic, that is periodicity property, every year. So I think 1 or 2 marks will be directly into your pocket if you are able to solve these type of questions. Okay, so in today's lecture we are going to start off with the third property, that is half wave symmetric and quarter wave symmetric. But before that, a positive thought of the day: all our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. Okay, so let's start taking this positive attitude and let's begin for the day. Okay, so थर्ड प्रॉपर्टी ये है कि हाफ वेव सिमेट्रिक एंड क्वार्टर वेव सिमेट्रिक आज पढ़ने वाले हैं. सो देखते हैं. देखिए, कोई भी आप प्रॉपर्टी लिखते हैं या कोई भी आप प्रॉपर्टी पढ़ते हैं ना, तो हमेशा एक चीज़ याद रखना कि सबसे पहले मैथमेटिकल एक्सप्रेशन उसका आप लिखेंगे. उससे क्या होगा कि आप लोगों का जो एक तरीके से आपका थियोरी है ना, जनरली याद करना थोड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता है कि आप वर्ड्स वगैरह उस चीज़ के अगर लाइंस में भूल जाते हो तो क्या होगा कि उसका कुछ मिस इंटरप्रिटेशन हो सकता है उस मीनिंग का, एंड यू विल एंड अप somehow remembering a wrong definition. तो इसीलिए हमेशा याद रखो कि कभी भी कोई भी प्रॉपर्टी आप याद रखते हो तो आप हमेशा उसका मैथमेटिकल एक्सप्रेशन सबसे पहले याद करेंगे. तो देखिए, हाफ वेव सिमेट्रिक सिमेट्रिक सिग्नल्स, सिमेट्रिक, ठीक है, ये हाफ वेव सिमेट्रिक लिख सकते हैं, वो उसका प्रॉपर्टी है, तो जिसको हम HWS भी लिखते हैं. ओके, सो इसका मैथमेटिकल एक्सप्रेशन ये है कि अगर व्हेन माय x ऑफ t इज इक्वल्स टू माइनस x ऑफ t प्लस माइनस ऑफ t बाई 2, when LHS equals to RHS, my signal is said to be half wave symmetric. ठीक है, so this is basically condition. This is the condition for half wave symmetricity of a signal. Okay. Since we have done operations on signals, you will be able to understand that two operations are being performed here. One is time shifting, and second operation you can see here, that is amplitude reversal. Okay, great. So how will we solve this? Okay, so step number one, you can write down. Step number 1, we'll do time shifting. First we'll do time shifting. Now let's suppose we have a signal x of t. This is my input signal, or this is my original signal, as I would say. This is my original signal. Now when I do time shifting, when I do some time shifting, it will be either x of t plus of t by 2, or it will be x of t minus pi by 2. Okay, अभी मुझे ये बताइए कि जब मैं x of t plus कैपिटल T by 2 कर देता हूँ, ओके, तो इसको हम क्या बोलते हैं? आप लोग को याद है, आप लोग ने पढ़ा है ये चीज़ और आपने रिवाइज भी करके आए होंगे, आई एम श्योर, तो आप लोग को ये पता है एग्जैक्टली. इसको बोलते हैं टाइम एडवांस. इसको हम बोलेंगे टाइम एडवांस, या एक तरीके से आप इसको ये भी बोल सकते हो, इसको हम बोलेंगे लेफ्ट शिफ्टिंग. इसको हम लेफ्ट शिफ्टिंग भी बोल सकते हैं, करेक्ट बात है. और इसको हम क्या बोलेंगे? परफेक्ट, टाइम डिले. बढ़िया, आप ऐसे ही बोलते रहना, ठीक है. एक इंटरैक्टिव सेशन रहेगा, मुझे भी एक तरीके से एश्योरेंस मिलेगा कि हाँ आप लोग को चीज़ें समझ में आ रही है. अब आप लोग सोचेंगे यार ये तो रिकॉर्डेड वीडियोस है, बट फिर भी फिर भी आप लोग को पता है ना, आप लोग जवाब दे रहे हो, दैट इज इनफ फॉर मी। ओके, तो देखिए ये टाइम डिले है, ये हो गया राइट शिफ्टिंग। ओके, सो टाइम एडवांस को हम बोलते हैं लेफ्ट शिफ्टिंग, टाइम डिले को हम बोलेंगे राइट शिफ्टिंग। तो सबसे पहला ऑपरेशन जो होता है वो हम करेंगे टाइम शिफ्टिंग। नाउ मूविंग ऑन टू द सेकेंड ऑपरेशन, स्टेप नंबर 2। स्टेप नंबर 2 क्या है? देखिए एम्पलीट्यूड रिवर्सल करना है हमें, विल डू एम्पलीट्यूड रिवर्सल। ओके ग्रेट। सो अब आपने लेट्स से कि वी आर डूइंग राइट शिफ्टिंग, राइट शिफ्टिंग, या एक तरीके से हम बोलते हैं वी हैव डन टाइम डिले। सो एक्सप्रेशन क्या है हमारे सामने, x ऑफ t माइनस कैपिटल T बाय 2। सो इसके ऊपर जब मैं एम्पलीट्यूड रिवर्सल करूंगा, इस एक्सप्रेशन पर जब मैं एम्पलीट्यूड रिवर्सल करूंगा, तो माय फाइनल सिग्नल विल बी माइनस ऑफ x ऑफ t minus capital T by 2. This is my final signal. Now if this signal is equals to x of t, then I will say my signal is half wave symmetric. Okay, you can do the same for left shifting as well. Okay, so right shifting I'll do. Okay, I'll give you an example. We'll do right shifting on that example, and left shifting you will perform and see it for yourself. Okay, तो जो एक example मैं यहाँ पे खुद से करूँगा, एक आप खुद करेंगे, तो क्या है, आप लोग को भी confidence develop हो जाएगा। Great, so ये हो जाएगा आपका half wave symmetric का condition। Okay, देखिए अभी let's try and see this thing with an example. Okay, so ये आप ज़रा लिख लीजिए पहले, या आप लिख लीजिए, फिर मैं इसको इरेज करता हूँ और यहीं पे एक एग्जांपल सॉल्व करेंगे। ओके चल, ओके ग्रेट। सो नाउ लेट्स सी, लेट्स से दिस इज अ सिग्नल, this is with respect to t, this is my x of t, which is my original signal. Let's say I have a signal which looks something like this, okay, this will be repeating to plus infinite, and here I have like this, okay, and this thing is repeating to minus infinite. Okay, so I have 0 here, capital T by 2 here, capital T here, 3t by 2 here, then this will be minus t by 2, this is minus t. Let's say this is plus a, let's say this is minus a. So this is my original signal. Okay, so I'll write it here, this is my original signal. Okay, now step number 1 is performing right shifting by 1 period. Okay, one period, no, t by 2 period. right shifting by, देखिए right shift by t by 2. ओके, सी याद करिए एक चीज़ को, देखिए अगर मैं यहाँ से शिफ्ट बाय टी करूँ, तो ये क्या कंडीशन है, इसको क्या बोलते हैं हम लोग, याद करिए, परफेक्ट पीरियोडिसिटी। If I shift a signal by t and if my signal comes out to be equal to x of t, then it is called as periodicity. Okay, so but we are interested in t by 2, so currently we will not be looking into that part. Great, so shift by t by 2, so this thing will come here, this thing will go here, this thing will be going here. So basically by t by 2 will be shifting this signal to the right. So let's see the next thing about the signal. Next step, this is t, this is x of t minus capital T by 2. So 0 to t by 2 I will have a magnitude of minus a, and this thing will start repeating itself like this. Okay, this is like this, like this, like this. This is 0, this is t by 2, this is t. this is plus A, this is minus A. Now step number 2, this is step number 1, S1. I'm writing step number 1 as S1. Now step number 2, step 2, amplitude reversal, amplitude reversal. So what I'll do is I'll multiply my amplitude with -1. So my final signal will look something like this. This is again t with respect to t. This is minus x of t minus capital T by 2. So this thing will start looking like this. Okay, this will go to minus infinite, this will go to plus infinite. This is plus A, this is minus A, this is 0, this is T by 2, this is T. Now just see this signal and this signal, are they both looking same? See, 0 to T by 2 plus A, 0 to T by 2 plus A, T by 2 to T minus A, T by 2 to T minus A. Yes, exactly. So my condition for half wave symmetricity is getting followed here. So I can say that this signal is a half wave symmetric signal. Okay, so this is an example by which you can prove how a signal is half wave symmetric or not. Got it? Great. One more thing which you can see about this signal. Do you think this signal is periodic? Just check. काम करिए, इस signal को draw करिए and just try to see if this signal is periodic. Okay, you need not do it actually, you can see it, see 0 to T, then start repeating T to 2T. So basically you can also say that this signal is periodic, this is periodic, it is half wave symmetric. So we have got two properties about this signal, that is this is periodic as well as half wave symmetric. Okay, great. So I hope this is clear. So I'll write down some properties here now. Okay, see, one more thing, can you see this signal, the amount of positive part here is equals to the amount of negative part here, right? जितना यहाँ पर पॉजिटिव है उतना ही यहाँ पर नेगेटिव है. इसका मतलब क्या हो गया, इसका एवरेज वैल्यू 0 हो गया. ठीक है, एवरेज वैल्यू पे पहुंचे नहीं है अभी हम, बट इतना ये आप देख कर भी बता सकते हो कि यार द अमाउंट ऑफ पॉजिटिव पार्ट इक्वल्स टू द अमाउंट ऑफ नेगेटिव पार्ट. सो एरिया, दिस लेट्स से दिस इज एरिया A1, ये तो पता ही है आपको. चलो एरिया के टर्म्स में बात करते हैं. एरिया A1 एंड A2, this is, they both are equal but opposite in signs. So average value is equals to A1 plus A2 in one time period. Okay, A1 A2, they'll be subtracting each other. So we have got three properties about this signal. So this is periodic, this is half wave symmetric, and average value is 0. Now this is something which we'll be talking about in the Fourier series part, but I'll give you this property right now. Write down this thing. Point number 4. So first point, I'll write it again here for you. First point, signal is periodic. Signal is periodic. Second point, signal is half wave symmetric. You can write down the conditions here, that why are we saying that signal is periodic, because x of t is equals to x of t minus capital T, and half wave symmetric because x of t is equals to minus x of t minus capital T by 2 plus minus. We will write down plus minus because generalized condition, so plus minus here as well. Okay, signal is half wave symmetric as well. Third point, average value, or we'll say the DC value is equals to 0, since A1 plus A2, this is area in one time period, is equals to 0. Okay, Got it? Now fourth point, very important. I'll put a star mark in front of this point. This point will be dealing majorly in Fourier series, but since this is a point which will be requiring for half wave symmetrics as well, so we'll write down here, half wave symmetric signals contain only odd harmonics. Now what is harmonics, which you don't need to worry right now. Okay, you just write down this thing. We'll be explaining this in Fourier series. Contains only odd harmonics. That is why we can say that even harmonics equals to 0. Okay, if I had to give you a brief explanation about harmonics, I'll tell you. See, this thing, capital T naught, is our fundamental time period, correct? Okay, when I'll multiply n with this thing, I'll say this is a multiple of fundamental time period. Similarly, when I say f naught is my fundamental frequency, right? F naught is my fundamental frequency. Now when I will multiply with n, I'll say integer multiples of frequency. Okay, of not just frequency, we'll write down as fundamental frequency, because these frequencies nf will be integer multiples of the fundamental frequency. Okay, so what are harmonics? So harmonics are basically the frequencies. They are the frequencies which are integer multiples of fundamental frequency. Okay, so if I say that f naught is equals to 1 kilohertz, okay, 2 kilohertz, 4 kilohertz, 3 kilohertz, for n equals to 2, for n equals to 3, for n equals to 4. Okay, so these will be the harmonics. Okay, and when I say only odd harmonics, so this thing, integer multiples will be present only for n equals to 1, 3, 5, 7. These frequencies will be present, and n equals to 2, 4, 6, they won't be present. Okay, so this is the basic explanation for harmonics. We'll be dealing this in Fourier series, and I will be telling you some brief details about this harmonics also in the LTI systems. Okay, so right now this is what you need to know about half wave symmetric signals. Now just a small addition into half wave symmetric signals, and we'll be ending up getting a quarter wave symmetric signal. Now you just write down this thing. Okay, you just write down, then I'll erase it, and I'll just write down quarter wave symmetric here itself. Okay, done. Okay, great. Now you know that if your signal is now I have provided you information that your signal is a half wave symmetric signal. Now we have to move into quarter wave symmetric signals. So a quarter wave symmetric signal, QWS, a quarter wave symmetric signal is a signal which is half wave symmetric plus it is either even or odd. Okay, so a signal which is quarter wave symmetric, must be half wave symmetric, plus it should be either satisfying the even property or the odd property. So take this example. Now what is this signal? This is an odd signal. Just check it for yourself. Just see whether if it is following the condition x of t is equals to minus x of minus t. ये कंडीशन फॉलो करेगा, देखना ये कंडीशन जो है ना ये फॉलो करेगा. अब क्योंकि ये ऑड सिग्नल है और हाफ वेव सिमेट्रिक भी है, तो ये सिग्नल जो है वो क्वार्टर वेव सिमेट्रिक भी है. तो इसको हम बोलेंगे, ये जो सिग्नल है ना इसको हम बोलेंगे दिस सिग्नल इज हाफ वेव सिमेट्रिक प्लस ऑड सिमेट्री इज इक्वल्स टू क्वार्टर वेव सिमेट्रिक. ठीक है, क्लियर है बात? गुड. अब देखिए एक इंपॉर्टेंट स्टेटमेंट लिखे हैं यहाँ पे. ये अब हो गया हमारा हाफ वेव सिमेट्रिसिटी जो प्रॉपर्टी है, हाफ वेव सिमेट्रिसिटी का प्रॉपर्टी खत्म, क्वार्टर वेव भी खत्म. अब एक इंपॉर्टेंट यहाँ पे नोट लिखेंगे आप लोग. देखिए एक इंपॉर्टेंट नोट लिखे यहाँ पे. नाउ आई हैव गिवन यू एन इंफॉर्मेशन okay, I have given you an information that given signal x of t is periodic. Okay, I have provided you this information that a particular given signal x of t is periodic. Now what you will do is then only see, this is unidirectional. This is unidirectional. Arrow is only pointing towards this way, so this is whole thing is going to be unidirectional. Then only you will go to check, then only what you will go and check? Half wave symmetry. Okay, so you will go and check for half wave symmetry. Okay, and if you see that a signal is half wave symmetry, then only you will go and check for quarter wave symmetry. Exactly check for quarter wave symmetry. Okay, fine. If signal is periodic, then only you will check for half wave symmetric, and if it is half wave symmetric, then only you will go for quarter wave symmetric. Remember this thing, very important. But if your signal is periodic, not necessary your signal has to be half wave symmetric. Remember this thing. Okay, so you can say that if signal is quarter wave symmetric, it has to be half wave symmetric, it has to be periodic. Okay, but if you talk about vice versa, it is not true. That if you'll say that if it is periodic it has to be half wave symmetric, no, that's not necessary. But if it is half wave symmetric, it has to be periodic. If it is quarter wave symmetric, it has to be half wave symmetric. But if it is half wave symmetric, not necessary it is going to be quarter wave symmetric. Similarly, if it is periodic, not necessary it will be half wave symmetric. Okay, so you can just write down this thing. Okay, so with this we have ended with the third property, that is half wave symmetric and quarter wave symmetric signals. Okay, just write down this thing, then we'll move on to the next property, property number 4, that is average value. Done? Okay. So now the next property is average value. Average value. Okay. Average value now, it's also called as DC value. Okay, so first point about average value. Average value is equals to DC value. Okay, just write down this point. Now, as I've told you, always write the mathematical expressions first. तो देखो average value क्या होता है? Average is equals to area under signal upon total time. तो अब देखिए आपका जो सिग्नल होता है ना, देखिए एरिया अंडर सिग्नल क्या है? देखिए सिग्नल का रिप्रेजेंटेशन होता है x of t. करेक्ट? नाउ दिस x of t can be periodic as well as non-periodic. So we'll write down the formulas for periodic x of t and non-periodic x of t. Okay, so when your signal is periodic, what you will say that average value is equals to integrating over the time period of x of t upon time period. Okay, what you will do is you will integrate the signal over one time period. Your signal x of t is periodic, so you will integrate the signal x of t over one time period and you will divide it by the total time period. Okay, time period of, see, t here is basically time period of x of t. Okay, now we'll talk about the average value of a non-periodic signal. Average value is equals to limiting t tends to infinite 1 upon t integrating from minus t by 2 to plus t by 2 of x of t times of dt. Clear? These are the two formulas for periodic x of t and non-periodic x of t. Just write down this. Okay, now write down a note here. Note here is make the choice of minus t by 2 to plus t by 2 in such a way, just write down, make a choice of minus t by 2 to plus t by 2 in such a way that all the amplitude variations are covered. Now what do you mean by that? I'll tell you, but write down, I'll just repeat it once again. Make the choice of minus t by 2 to plus t by 2 in such a way that all the amplitude variations are covered. Okay, fine. Clear? Okay, write down third point. Third point is average value of a finite duration signal equals to 0. Okay, we'll see this through an example. This is a very important property. Just make a star mark. Okay, so average value of a finite duration signal is 0. Now some important tricks. Trick number 1 is average value is independent of time shifting, time scaling. Okay, what about amplitude reversal? Amplitude reversal, will it make a difference? Just think, average value, area won't be changing, right? Time period won't be changing, so obviously amplitude reversal. But if I talk about amplitude scaling, if I reduce the amplitude, will the area be affected? Yes, so it will be dependent on amplitude scaling. So time shifting, time scaling and amplitude reversal. Any other operation which you can think of, it will be independent of amplitude scaling. We just crossed out that thing. Time shifting, time scaling, amplitude reversal, that's it. Perfect. Next, now a question might come to your mind. How time scaling, right? How? Because in the previous case, when we were talking about the time period, we saw that the time period was dependent upon time scaling. But now when we are talking about the average value, why is it so that the average value is independent of time scaling? See this. When I do time scaling, it will have effects on two quantities, area as well as time period. Correct? right? C. So basically both the quantities will be affected. Now my average value will be affected only if the effect on area and the effect on time period is different. Okay, now just see this. Let's say I have this area T by 2, this is T, this is the signal over one time period, this is plus A. Okay, let's say this quantity is either increasing or decreasing. So both the operations, this area is affected in the time axis and time period is also affected in the time axis. So if you can observe, both these effects will be in the time axis. Area getting compressed or increased will be in the time axis, and time period either compressed or it is getting compressed or expanded, both in the time axis. So whatever is happening is only in the time axis. So basically इन दोनों पे जो असर है ना वो इक्वल है, एंड इसीलिए टाइम स्केलिंग करने के बाद भी एवरेज वैल्यू में फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता है. Now amplitude reversal, just see this. Let's say I have a signal like this. I have a signal like this in one time period. This is 0, this is T by 2, this is T. If I do amplitude reversal, I'll just multiply it with by -1, because that's what amplitude reversal is, right? So my signal will start looking like this. This is 0, this is T by 2, this is T. I'm considering that this is plus A and this is minus A. This will be minus A, this will be plus A. So in this case, if you see, the area here is same. Area here is same. So it won't be affected by amplitude reversal as well. But now if amplitude also is changed, your time periods are also changed, there is an unequal share, then your average value will change. We'll deal that when it comes to example. Okay, so you can just write down amplitude reversal and put a star mark besides it, and you can write down a condition here. Things depend upon the amplitude as well as the sharing of the time periods. Okay, you can write down that point, but these two will be sure short points, that these two won't be affected at all. Okay, now amplitude average value is dependent on you can say amplitude scaling. Okay, because this case you can say that this is one of the cases of amplitude scaling, unequal amplitude scalings. Okay, so amplitude scalings, it will be dependent on amplitude scaling. Okay, now next point. Next important point is, if I have a signal x of t, it has an average value, average is equals to k. Okay, let's say I have any general signal x of t who has an average value of k. Now what if I multiply m into x of t? This is basically some scalar value. Okay, when I am multiplying a scalar value with a signal x of t, what will happen to its average value? Average into m. The scalar will be multiplied to the average value. Okay, now if I do x of t plus m, again a scalar value, so average plus m. Okay, very important. These these 2 points are also equally important. Okay, that's it. So that's all for average value. Now we'll see this thing with examples, but in the next lecture. Okay, so in this lecture we have talked about the half wave symmetric and quarter wave symmetric signals, and we talked about the average value. Okay, तो अभी अगले लेक्चर में हम देखेंगे कि एवरेज वैल्यू के ऊपर एक दो एग्जांपल्स मैं कराऊंगा आप लोग को. जो मैंने बोला था कि एवरेज वैल्यू ऑफ फाइनाइट ड्यूरेशन सिग्नल, तो हम इसके ऊपर बात करेंगे. फिर इस फॉर्मूला का पीरियोडिक और नॉन पीरियोडिक का जो हम लोग ने फॉर्मूले देखे थे, हम उसको भी अप्लाई करके देखेंगे. विल सी इट इन द नेक्स्ट लेक्चर. ओके, सो आई होप दिस इज क्लियर. जो भी हमने पढ़ा था हाफ वेव सिमेट्रिक के बारे में, क्वार्टर वेव सिमेट्रिक के बारे में, आई होप आप लोग को वो सब अच्छे समझ में आया हो. कोई भी डाउट उठाओ, जस्ट पुट इट इन द कमेंट सेक्शन, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.